My wife, 36 female, and I, 34 male, will be celebrating our 7th wedding anniversary in less than 2 weeks. We have been together for over 10 years, with no history of fights, breakups, etc. Pure bliss for me. Laughter, family outings, growing businesses, garden projects, 2 beautiful little boys. It's been great. New job, boss, and the first awkward night. Last year, my wife interviewed at a very respected long-term care facility and was then hired by the man who is now her boss for a higher level position. Since accepting the job, she has talked a lot about this man and his, quote, family commitment, his success, and of course his belief in being successful at his company. Fast forward a few months and I have become incredibly suspicious of some of his actions that are out of character. While this new role has brought in some outside of office activities, golf, fundraisers, etc., something has really stank. I didn't suspect anything in particular, but over time my gut instinct has been screaming that something was wrong. One night in early June, after a golf tournament or something similar, I found myself wandering around the house, fearing if something had happened to my wife while she was out drinking and having dinner with colleagues. At one point, he said he would be home in an hour. December. That hour came, then another hour, then a third hour. My wife and I share our locations on our iPhones. Why? Because we have 2 young sons and we thought it wouldn't hurt to know each other's whereabouts, and his location was in the same place, the side of a busy road, nowhere near where he said. Her phone was constantly being redirected to voicemails. I thought he might have been involved in an accident. Finally, when I was about to call the police, he called me and said he was on his way home. I told him how scared I was, and he explained that he had run out of phone and was in a colleague's car without a charger. Strange. Nothing like this has ever happened before. He had never stayed out late and contacted me. I attributed this to the brand new job, new colleagues, and efforts to adapt to this new role. His story was mostly logical. The last location of the phone before the battery ran out was on the way to the restaurant where they were supposed to be. Still, this disconnected behavior had never happened before. It was so out of place. Let's fast forward a few months. My wife has become obsessed with her workouts, her weight, wanting a bigger boob. The morning routine in the bathroom got longer and longer. Remember, my wife is much fitter than the average gym-going person. He has nothing to worry about. It's absolutely beautiful. I know him, and it's a secret, secluded parking lot. One day in early August, after a race they ran together, he invited his boss and some coworkers to our house for an afternoon drink. I thought to myself, I'm finally going to meet this amazing boss. They came and everything settled in my head then. This guy, although he is much older than me, is handsome for his age. He is almost 60 years old, but somehow incredibly strange. He never looked me in the eye and was covered in sweat when I shook his hand. That's when my instinct cried out again and directed my suspicions to him. He didn't stay long and didn't interact with my wife. He hardly said anything to anyone, just looked in another direction to ask which high school I graduated from. He just had a beer and left. After that, the last remaining coworker invited his girlfriend and her daughter. After a lot of drinks, my wife was very persuasive to invite them to a sudden dinner party. All of this happened, and this man and his girlfriend left around 8 p.m. This is the point where everything starts to narrow down. In the days before this morning's race with colleagues, my wife was talking about going out drinking to celebrate a friend's birthday later that night. He was undecided about whether he wanted to go, and when his coworker left work, he decided that he was really going to go. She went upstairs, decorated herself, and came downstairs looking great. He kissed me goodbye and went to a bar on the east side of the city. His whole attitude was incredibly awkward, and he was like, "Are you fit to drive?" I had to ask. "Yes, I've only had 2 during the day. I won't be out until very late," he said. I'm not sure, but I think he might even have asked me to wait. I opened a movie or did something and relaxed. Less than an hour had passed and it seemed strange that he hadn't texted me to let me know he'd got there. The old Apple location appeared. I opened its position to see if it was okay. And to my great surprise, I saw that its position was at work. It's not exactly the office he works in. It's opposite his main building. A secluded building. It's a building I've never heard of working in before. It took a while to figure out exactly where this was, but there was no doubt. My thoughts were, has he returned? Is he trying to make a decoy call? What is he doing there? Why was I so suspicious of your boss this morning? Why did he decide to go out again? That doesn't look like him. Why is he there? There's no logical reason for him to drive west and park at work. He said he went out for drinks with a completely unrelated group of coworkers on the east side. Before long, he came home, greeting me on the couch in an awkward way with an excessive smile. There was not an hour maximum in total. I still don't know exactly what happened. He's telling me how much he's in love with me. He jumped on me and we made love. During this, for a moment, I thought to myself, is it possible? Was he with someone else just now, and less than 10 minutes ago? No, it's impossible. I thought so. I convinced myself that he was restless and had parked in that parking lot to make a decoy call or something like that. Idiot. I know. The children's new friend. The children's new friend. Everything seems to be going well for the few weeks leading up to July, and somehow our sons, surprisingly, were going to summer camp on the campus where he works. Intense problems at work either required me to pick up the children or co-workers, guess who, were looking after them for a few minutes. I found out how many times your boss has been in my children's office, giving them snacks and letting them play games on his computer. Actually, they recognized him. He talked about how much he loves the support of this new team. Hotel. We are going to the beach for a week with my wife's family. We spend time at the beach every day. My wife and I went on bike tours with the children. It was pretty good. We are both going back to a busy work week. My wife starts by asking if I should be able to pick up the kids midweek so she can go out with her coworkers. This surprised me a little because it was our eldest son's first kindergarten day, and we had just returned from vacation. After his first day, I thought it was really strange that he preferred a business trip than being around his son. A woman said that a coworker was having a hard time with a divorce and wanted to arrange a small golf trip to watch the first preseason football game, followed by dinner/drinks. I think the really strange thing was that during the week we were at the beach, this plan also included her hiring a hotel because her female coworker lived far away. My wife said that she was thinking of meeting him there before golf because he was having a hard time. I find it really strange, but I keep my thoughts inside. I accept that I will take the children. Now remember, I'm picking up the kids from my wife's after-school program at work. I don't mind picking them up, but it was a little strange because of the fact that they were at work in a few minutes from our house. I work 40 minutes away, so it was a little inconvenient that I would have to leave my job early because we returned the first week. The day is coming. We are taking photos in the morning for my son's first kindergarten day. Together. We leave him inside together. My wife is in a hurry because she doesn't want to be late. I have a video of this on my phone, actually. We were talking about this day throughout preschool and throughout the summer. That's it, and my wife is acting strangely, not like herself. He normally pays a lot of attention to this kind of thing. We see him entering his classroom, and I almost can't catch up with my wife on the way home. It's usually like this, but I thought you'd make an exception for your son's first day. We got back home, and he got in his car and went to work in a hectic way. Then I almost can't keep up to get out of my job in time to catch up with picking up the kids. There is a temporary road closure for construction. Then there is a heavy, unusual traffic on the highway. I'm running late. Everything is against me. When I'm sitting in traffic, my mind starts racing. That doesn't make sense. Why did he want me to take the kids? It was our eldest's first day of school. Why is he out tonight? Doesn't he want to see her and be together? I'm panicking because it's also our son's first day at the after-school program, and I know I'm going to be late right now. I'm looking for my wife. Does not respond. He knows I'm taking the kids. Why is he ignoring my deck? We're together. Wait, he's going to a hotel. What's happening? Am I stupid? Yes, it looks like that. Nothing's happening. I feel so strange. I take out the phone again in traffic. I hate myself in this location thing. His location. A hotel in the city where he works and where we live. Further away from the golf course than expected. My God, it's impossible that he's there with his boss. If so, I'm sure they're all there and drinking at the bar. But why in a hotel? I'm calling the after-school person because I can't get in touch with my wife. She's currently in a hotel with a female coworker. After school, the person says that I don't need to panic. The children will be fine. Just take your time and come when you can. I get off the highway and start approaching the direction of my wife's work, where there is an after-school program correctly. Now, by coincidence, my GPS is downloading me from the ramp next to the hotel where he is exactly located. Approaching the ramp closure, he is 10 minutes late to pick up the children, and while stupidly driving, watching my wife's position, and debating whether to stay 5 minutes later and jump into the hotel to confirm my fears, his position begins to move and he leaves. By some crazy, baffling chance of traffic jams, 45 minutes away, that particular hotel and the route my GPS took me to get off the motorway and pick up our kids, he turns onto the motorway from the opposite direction. Panicked by the opportunity to catch something, I can't see either his car or the car that I know his boss is driving. Remember, he came to my house and met me. I'm trying not to get off the highway right now. Damn it, I missed it. He passed right by me. God help me if this is real. Even when I remember this moment, my heart beats. He should have been in a room for an hour. The feeling of denial and guilt is settling in. I feel bad for following him, but I'm trying to justify it in my mind with terrible feelings inside. What's happening to me? I'm picking up the kids 10 minutes late. I'm still flustered about why my partner hasn't answered, but I'm in absolute fear about the possibility that this could really happen. He still hadn't called me back. My children feel very dependent in my hands, and I am afraid of them. I finally hear from him when the kids and I are having dinner at home. I think I sent a photo of them hanging out in a convertible. His response is, "Oh, I love you." Before going to bed, the kids and I FaceTime with him, which is not something we normally do. I was thinking that I should do this so that he couldn't ignore who he was with. He answers and they are in a bar, but it seems his boss is not there. Oh, maybe he was really staying at the hotel with a female colleague. Then one of my children asks, "Where is?" You know, the guy who gives them snacks when they visit the office. The camera turns and there he is, grinning, waving to my kids. We say goodnight and I put the children to bed. After about an hour, he finally comes home. He is very grateful that I was able to pick up the children, take care of them, prepare food for them, put them to bed. He tells me how much he is in love with me, and we make love very nicely. I feel so bad. I feel violated. The evidence. 3 days later, my wife and I wake up in bed on Sunday morning. We have a plan to go on a nature walk with the children. My wife immediately turns to her phone, but I don't think about anything. He leaves the house immediately for his morning jog. I go downstairs and turn on his iPad, one of the devices we share for music. Coincidentally, an update was made the day before, but I don't know if this has anything to do with the next incident. A message notification pops up when you turn on Apple Music to turn on morning music. I've never seen this on this iPad before. The one from the boss said, "Good morning, dear." It was an emoji-filled message that read something like, "It's a nice day for jogging." I touch it without thinking. He opens the next message, revealing that my wife actually texted him as soon as she woke up. I panicked and deleted the message. What was I thinking? Either way, now I see the evidence and the feeling of fear, insecurity, disgust, and violation settles down. My wife is coming back from her run and I'm angry, but I'm yelling. I repeat his message to him in my own words. It feels complicated and definitely strange. I take her by the hand and take her into the dining room, sit her down and bring my eyes within 6 inches of her eyes. What's going on between you and your boss?
Decker. What? Nothing. He's my boss. He's almost 60 years old. He looks as if he had seen a ghost.
We have 2 beautiful boys in the other room. What are you doing? I'm explaining the messages.
Nothing, I swear. Darling is just something we call each other, and he and I are in a friendly Apple Watch race. I told him I would run. I swear nothing is happening.
I'm moving away. I don't think I should say anything. I had to be together. I had to let the messages keep coming. And I had to get confirmation from something that wasn't going to lie to me. But I don't want to keep spying and sneaking around. Jewel, I just want him to come clean and confess. We go on our walk in a strange way, obviously. We are finishing a rather long, quiet walk with the children. They pass out on the way back, and I bring her the morning message again. I tell her that it's killing me and that texting her first thing on a Sunday morning shows what's on her mind. She immediately admits how bad her appearance is because she thinks about it all day. He does not deny this. However, he denies that anything is happening. By the way, the hotel in number 4 is still burning on one side of my head. DSEP. We talk over the message again over a bottle of wine later that night. I thought it would reveal more, no luck, just more denials and reassurance that he has done nothing wrong. Almost 3 weeks later, confirmation. Last Saturday morning, I woke up with sickening dreams that my wife was with someone else, and on the morning of one of the biggest events organized by our company. Although the next day is short, I can't get the thoughts out of my head. The hotel thing has been killing me for weeks. My wife goes to the gym with our kids, something we used to do together, and I go to work. In the chaos of setting up a big successful event at my workplace, all this is boiling inside me. I feel so bad. I want to leave and go home to be with my family, to prove that I don't work too hard, that I love them and want the best for them, that I've been trying to do something I've wanted to do for almost 3 weeks. I'm looking for the hotel. I pray and pray that if any information is given to me, it will reveal that the room really made the reservation of the female colleague. I close at the second bell. Later I thought, I didn't want to know. Or did I know? I had to get back to work. By the way, my wife has been with the children all this day. DSEP. The day is ending. I feel bad that I didn't rush to him, even though I had a chance to see him before going to bed. Sunday morning. We have a plan to go to your brother for football. I have to go to work to take care of some events from the previous day. Weekends are not normal. He picks me up from work and goes to the gym so we can go to his brother's together. I start collecting, and then I look at his iPad. He almost shouted at me. Do it. Maybe there's something there. I turn on his iPad and sit down. I feel terrible doing this, but I also know that somehow I've been wronged a lot more than anything I'm going to do. He figured out how to log out of iCloud and stop messages from coming in. So no luck there, but it's a clear sign of hiding something. I'm looking at your boss's contact card, and I see that you shared your position with him the night before. What's happening? I'm opening the photo stream. There's nothing strange there. I'm scrolling down albums. I'm opening deleted photos. Here we go. Underwear photos. The day after he returned from a beach vacation and the morning before he returned to work. I think he sent them to his boss because I didn't get them. This is way outside of her typical safe zone. So now the intensity and level of their relationship is starting to hit me. And then I see that he accidentally took a screenshot of a message exchange he had with his boss the day before from the hotel. The essence is that they plan to have lunch together, a tangled string of hearts with the boss's words, "I've been waiting to see you since you left on Friday. I'm waiting for you, baby." I decipher the browsing history on her iPad. I see a Google search for how to say one more day in Spanish. Searched on the day of the underwear pictures and the day before she went back to work. He reminded me of how he used to flirt when we started more than 10 years ago. Now someone else is experiencing it. I am absolutely convinced at this point, and my 2-month denial and ignoring of the obvious is no longer struggling with this. My life is about to change forever. I'm going to work, and he meets me there later with the children as planned. We're hanging out a little bit, but I'm still in shock. He knows something is wrong and keeps asking. We go to your brother almost silently. The whole visit is incredibly strange because while I am trying to digest this fact, she is sitting as if afraid of what is to come. I'm texting one of my business partners, a gentleman with whom I have a business partnership and who is a partner of one of the most respected law firms in the region. He is known as one of the best divorce lawyers in the state. Maybe he can help. He calls me right away and I'm going out. I'm stammering in panic, telling as much as I can. He calms me down and tells me that the only thing to do is to leave him alone and put all the cards on the table. In the end, it doesn't matter how they got there. It's what's on them that matters. Partial confession in my current situation. After talking to my lawyer, we are finally going home. Nothing is being said. The suspense is unbearable. Finally, after making sure the children are sleeping, I sit in the kitchen and wait. I asked her, as in, "Where is our marriage going?" I'm asking. I'm saying that he and his boss are going through something, and based on the information I have now, it's indisputable. He breaks down somehow, but there are no tears. Before he admits anything, he starts saying that he felt disconnected from me this summer. I suppose so. The first incident here, which was completely out of character, happened in the first week of June. These have been monthly all summer and since she started working with this guy. He says they're passing the time. Nothing is being confessed. I ask direct questions. Did you have sex with her? No, of course not. Has anything happened? No. I'm asking again. He finally admits that they kissed. I'm letting this settle down. I'm asking where he is. It's running around in your mind, but I can understand that it's an imitation. He says after work. I ask again, where is he? He can't make it out. Were you in a hotel? I say. Yes. Was he there? Yes. Was your colleague there? No. So you went to a hotel with your boss and kissed? Yes. But that's it. Nothing else happened. Well then, what else did you do? We talked. We've talked about all this. Adults don't kiss. They make love. You didn't go to the hotel to kiss. He doesn't deny that, but he denies that there is anything else. He says he can't do this. He couldn't bring himself to do it. Now it's like it's actually important. We've talked back and forth about it. There's no shouting or screaming. It's just horrible. The whole time he was saying, I want you. I want this. I want us. I don't know what I'm doing, she says. He accepts that despite the fact that there are some disconnects created by him, he will find out, there are no significant mistakes in our marriage. We took vacations, made love, raised our children, flirted, etc. After about 30 minutes, everything hit me like a ton of bricks. Wait, did you ask me to leave my job early to pick up our children from the after-school program where you work with your colleague so that you could go early to a hotel where you plan to have sex with her, and on our son's first kindergarten day? I actually skipped this part. I remember the message. He was waiting for her. They planned to make love. I remember the old one, but I can't manage to express it. I remember when we were on vacation a week ago. The hotel was mentioned. This was being prepared while I was sitting on the beach with my wife's family. It wasn't a sudden decision. The conversation isn't going anywhere. It's just getting further into this hell I've just entered. The last place I'd want to be on earth. We're going to bed. He's hugging me and it's disgusting. I feel infected, violated, ruined, and immobile. It stops. I lie awake for 3 hours. Then I go on the internet and desperately search for success stories about how couples get out of it. No, it's all about how to realize the situation, that it will never work again, and that it's time to move on. Regardless of money, children, love, the past, it's just horrible. Hopeless. I start thinking about getting divorced. Then I realize that I'm going into the 5th hour Julie of a sleepless night. I've been hit by a freight train, and I don't have a clean thought in my mind. He wakes up and asks what I'm doing, and I don't have much to say. This will confirm my oldest suspicions and invalidate the claim that this is just beginning. I'm telling you that I know his car is at that facility. He admitted that he was meeting her and said that they were just talking in the car. I can only imagine. Another detail is omitted, and it turns out that this has been going on for much longer. Morning. He gets in the shower, and I completely collapse. I kept myself under control all night long, but as soon as I got up, I collapsed. I finally noticed that one of our sons was getting up to use the toilet in the other room. He's doing a great job in his education, and I was afraid that he heard me crying. I wipe my eyes, go to the bathroom to see if I need to help him, and for the first time in my life, my knees are completely bent. I fell to the ground and cried in front of him. The completely unannounced image of one of our innocent sons in his perfect, shapeable youth devastated me. Who could be so careless, so completely narcissistically motivated, as to forget about this beautiful boy for whom we are responsible for a meaningless sex? My other son comes in and sees his father crying on his knees, hugging his youngest. What happened to my life? Everything changed in an instant. I held those sons so tightly that I realized the tables had turned. I hugged them many times when they were crying, but this was the first time these little sons hugged me. What a dramatic moment, but it felt good to know that I lost her. I still have them. I finally come to my senses and go downstairs and make coffee. He has no idea what I'm going to do. At some point in the middle of this sleepless night from hell, I said that I was starting to think that I wouldn't be able to handle this, that everything we've built together has been for nothing. I've mentioned getting a divorce, but I have no idea what I'm going to do. Somehow we had breakfast with our children in a strange way, trying to get used to the unknown in front of us. Then my wife and I hugged. We hugged each other tightly and cried before the children saw. He knows how serious this is. I sent him off on my way to work with our youngest and told him it would take a miracle to fix this. I don't trust anything, and it's going to be incredibly difficult to grow this again. It took us 10 years to get here, and we just fell off a cliff. He mentioned again that he wanted our children, our marriage, and our life. He'll have to get me out of hell. I take my eldest son to school, where he started kindergarten 3 weeks before the day my wife planned the hotel sex trip with her boss. I spend all my energy enough not to cry like an idiot again. I watch this beautiful little being reluctantly run across the playground, checking every few steps to see if I was there. He loves me very much. I watched all the parents coming in, some of them together and holding hands. I can't believe what my life has become in the last 12 hours. What do you think I should do? Give me an idea. Don't forget to subscribe.